Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Hole Engineers. That's right, people, we've done it again. We've actually got it. We've dug another hole. They said it couldn't be done. They said it shouldn't be done, and watch us do it anyway. Oh, and she's a bigot, isn't she? So we've still got plenty of iron left down here, and quite a bit of nickel. So, well, more nickel than we will ever be able to refine and or use. So we're probably set for nickel forever. However, what we don't have yet is much in the way of greebling. Now, there's not a ton you can actually do with the hole, but this is very boring, isn't it? Look at that. It's just a hole in the ground with the black road running to it. So, you know, it's a good start, but it's not quite there. There's the cargo containers have sort of just been placed temporarily, but they need a little bit of tidy up. I'd like to maybe put something on the roof here to give it some more design and aesthetic. I'm pretty happy with the cave. I think the cave is good. I like the bear aesthetic. I think that's solid. I did think about putting like yellow dotted lines in the road. Thank you for the suggestions, very cool. But unfortunately, because I built this an even width, it doesn't quite work out, which is, well, that's very decidedly on me. And then I don't really know what to do with our little hutch here. I think surrounding it with pavement would certainly be one way to sort of detail it. But if anyone else has any suggestions for how to deal with that, let us know. Now, where are we? Okay, alright, so let's go check the to-do list, because there's actually quite a bit we need to discuss therein. This has been, how do I say it? A busy couple of months IRL for yours truly, and I am completely and entirely out of time to get this series ready. So why is that a problem? Why is that an issue? Well, it's a great question, and the simple truth is that Magic and I are going on vacation from the 12th of December to the 18th of January. The two of us will be completely off. We will not be making videos. We will not be doing anything. We'll probably interact with the community, but that's about it. I might be able to squeeze in a couple live streams from South Africa, but that's what's happening. I'm leaving South Korea, going back to South Africa for a little over a month to see family. It'll be the first time in a couple of years. And I'm also going to get to see Magic, which I'm admittedly even more excited about, which is tells you a lot about the nature of this relationship. He and I are also going to be going on our very first scuba trip together. He'll be getting his certification, and I'll be doing some fun dives until he's got his license, and then we'll be diving together. So I am going to be investing in a nice underwater camera for that, so I hope you guys look forward to seeing some scuba content. That'll be really, really cool. I don't know if it'll be members only or public yet. Probably public, but we'll see. It's up to Magic. It's his trip, really. Now, that is all well and good, but what has that got to do with space engineers? Well, what it means is that we're kind of on a time crunch. It's already the 5th of December, and we've got a lot to do. Magic is only working up until the 12th, and I actually leave for South Africa on the 8th, so I have 3 days to finish this, right? 3 days. We have 1, 2, 3 things. That's 3 things per day. Maybe 2 to 3 episodes. That's what it's going to be. I know people wanted to see a whole bunch of direct discussions content like this and fewer time lapses. We're going to have to do both. There's just it's just no way I can get all this done if I'm yapping the whole time. I'm too slow. So let's immediately get what we can out of this. So we got the basic setup and the barn. Those are done. We have a few more pieces of this puzzle, but we are closing in on victory. Okay. All right, so where specifically do we need to focus our efforts? Well, the farm shop is going to need some other stuff as well. Let's quickly knock that out. We'll need a storefront, and we're going to need some storage, right? That's pretty much it, like a storage / warehouse. And I think I might build that where the cargo containers are now. We can build it on top of it, and that'll let me figure out what I'm doing with them as well. So that's good. But I think the first thing we must do, right, is the house. I think that's the next thing we're going to do. We're also going to greeble the quarry just a little bit. I want to just do a little bit of quarry greebling. But I think the first thing I want to build is... Oh, the house or the farm? Let's take a bird's eye view of this whole situation and see where we're at. Because I was thinking of building the farm, or the house, on top of the... where the lily is docked, right? Like up here on this hillside. But now I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking it's going to be quite sort of back heavy. Maybe we build it over here. in this hillside instead. Do the farm over there and the house on top of it or something like that. I don't know. Okay, but we're gonna put the farm there today. There. It's kind of hard to point in this game. We're also gonna get some O2H2 generators built because I am losing my gosh darn mind. I constantly having to dig stuff to move around things. Oh, let's cut all this out. Oh, that fell through the planet. Okay, O2H2 generator can go in there, I think. Can this thing act as a pass-through? No, it can't. Damn, I thought it could. Okay, never mind. Put this all back. Put it all back. Oops. What have I got in my inventory? Why am I so full? I have 342 steel plates. Yeah, that'll do it. We'll just use this then. Okay, cool. So that's done. That's going to do its thing. Beautiful. And then actually, you know what? We can seal this in. Beautiful. Okay. And that's a bit jank. Hold on. Let me fix that. Okay, beautiful. Much smoother transition. I do hate that we've got this pump here, but it's not going anywhere now, okay? Then, just a touch of greebling around the hole. And I think to do that, we're going to use the railings. These ones right here. Do we have a diagonal railing? We do. Ah, but these won't fit on there, will they? Because of... because these are half blocks. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. How am I going to do this? What if... No, that's bad. That's atrocious. I hate that. Okay, maybe no railing? Maybe we're railingless. I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to you, Hole. We'll come back to you. I got stuff to do. And there in the distance with the ominous green glow is our greenhouse. I just figured greenhouse, green glow, why not, right? Just gotta lead into it. I was very strongly considering making the damn thing green, but I decided against that much at least. So we have a road that leads up to our greenhouse. It's very rudimentary. This will all get improved, ideally, if there's time. If not, well, let's get this greenhouse down because fundamentally, that is what we set out to do here. I really hate having to compress these series due to time, but it just always seems to happen. Life just gets in the way, man. And, well, you know, that's okay. That's sort of actually not really in the way. It's kind of the whole point of existence is to be alive and to do things. So maybe it's not in the way. Maybe we just need to refactor how we consider it. Anyway, I'm just waffling. You literally can't stop me. I'm the waffler. Okay, give me, let's set up a farm tab here. Give me a farm plot. What's the vertical farm plot? Ooh, an inset farm plot. Very interesting. I probably don't need the rocket launcher. Although, oxygen farm. What else is on that list? The half oxygen farm. The oxygen farm. Oh, very cool. We do need to still bring conveyors here. This area is not linked up to the conveyor network. That's something we're going to have to work on shortly. What else have we got for farms? We've got some half algae farms. We've got some half oxygen and algae farm. Very cool. These are all, I think these ones come from a mod. Yeah. This is one of the mods, inset farm plot. I will be adding this to the collection. Fear not, children. Okay, and then I think we just need our welder and our grinder. We've been doing this all with the tier 1 welders and grinders. Wow, this is an uncharacteristically small amount of effort on my part, but oh well. Normally these mod packs or normally these playthroughs get pretty developed, but I guess, you know, you work with what you've got. And what we've got right now is absolutely no time whatsoever. Alright, so how do I want to lay out my farm plots? Remembering that we do need to get conveyor connections in the bottom. So we're going to have to cut out the floor and replace that with conveyor connections and then go down below and do some greebling to cover it all up. We do, importantly, also have vertical farm plots. We could replace some of the wall, or, what if we did standing bays? Yeah, that could be kind of cool. What are you? So you have... Oh, you're very interesting. So if I used you intelligently, I could have, like, farming plot pillars. That could be kind of very dang cool, I think. Where would we put them? So if I put one, for example, here, right? Then I could do that, and that, and that. How does that look when it's fully built? I have a feeling that I would want this side to also stand out a little bit. Do I like that more than just rows of farms? I don't think I do. No, I can already tell that I'm not going to like the way this is going to look. I have a better plan. I think I like the vertical wall idea more. But maybe we intersperse it with some regular farm plots. Okay, so let's assume that we're going to have a walkway, right? I'm just going to change the color on this. Just temporarily here. Let's make it green, just for pure clarity. Okay, so we're gonna have a walkway that intersects the whole thing. And then we're gonna have 4 different grow zones. We'll have one for veggies, one for fruit, one for mushrooms, and one for other, I guess. I don't know how many there are. Okay, so that's gonna be our 4 grow zones. What kind of space do we have in here? I'll put some lights going along these grow zones. In fact, why don't we just do that now? You know what? Actually, I don't hate the green. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't hate the green. Okay, so I'd have one like there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. That's beautiful. And then we do the same thing on these corners. There, and there, there, and there. And we can even go all the way up to the edge on these ones. Cool. Alright, so that's going to give us some lighting on the ground level. I do also have lighting on the top level, which we will be setting up in a second. Alright, so that's... I like this. I like this already. This is the right kind of vibe, I think. Then, farm plots. We'll worry about the conveyor system later. Let's put the plots down now, because we can always put conveyors under them. So where would I want the plots to be? I mean... I think we put them right up against the edge here. I think we fill this thing up. I think that is the best way to do this. So if we did, for example, one here, one here. We could do like that. Do this and this. This and this and this. And then this. A little bit of space. How do I feel about that? I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like that a lot. Okay, so then we would just need connections underneath in these areas. Alright, rather than dig this all up, I am going to get the nanobots to do this for me. Okay, nanobots, I want you to rip that all out, please. I'll give you a hand. Okay, and then cut those out as well. Alright, let's do the same on every side. Whoa! It is crazy that, like, there is an existential threat here. If I fall through this floor, I will be eaten by wolves. That's not an exaggeration. They will quite literally eat my face. They are at the door. They are just waiting for me to make a single mistake, and I will be horribly mutilated. It's a hell of a way to live, let me tell you. Okay, also, I'm completely in love with the green. Yeah. Now we have a green walkway now. I hope you enjoy. Okay, there we go. So we've got our floor segments carved out, and here's my plan. I'm going to place this walkway with conveyor lines, right? That makes sense. That way we can just turn them and run them through. Yeah, I think the whole walkway, the whole thing is going to become conveyor lines. So let's get started on that. You guys did say you wanted to see iterative design, and that's what you're getting. Also, please be kind to Magic about the change in production quality in these episodes. This is very much not his idea. It was mine. I was like, brother man, we got a lot of ground to cover and not much time. You're gonna have to cut them down just a touch, right? So fewer memes and more dreams. At least that's what we're working with for the moment. So please give your love and affection to the mushroom. He is doing everything he can to preserve the quality and integrity of these playthroughs, but I am actively sabotaging them. Okay, I think we're actually going to have to do something like this. right? We'll do something like that. We'll cut it through. This will have to be a T-junction. I have a plan here. Well, rather, I have the concepts of a plan here. I think I do want to be able to see the conveyors, I think. No, actually, I don't think I do. Flip them. Yeah, I think I prefer it like that, TBH. Okay, then, these ones are pretty easy. These ones we just connect up like so. And that'll connect up to the farm plots. Right, beautiful, beautiful. This one's gonna have to be a conveyor, as is that. Okay, and then this can be a No, that can actually just be a corner. Okay, beautiful. So that's all wired up. We just need to connect it, and the connection will be under here. Just like so. And then this needs to become a conveyor, and so does the one under the door. Okay, so those are all connected, right? Yeah, you're a T-junction. You're connected. You're connected. You're all connected through here, and then you actually connect up there, and then you bridge the gap through to there. So now, this is a T-junction. This is a T-junction, which means if we want to get into these areas, we're going to have to go through here. Okay, no problemo. Okay, you're just going to be a tube. And then you need to be a connector. So I keep calling connectors. I mean junctions. You need to be a junction. I've got connectors on the brain. Connectors are the ones that you put on ships to connect to other ships. I do know some things. Potentially. Okay, I think I need to do that. I wish, because there isn't like a, what's it, like a 45 degree, an L-shaped connector? Well, I mean, there's these ones, but there isn't one that's got the third one coming up from the top. What do you call that? It's not, because that's not a T-junction, right? Like, this is a T-junction. The Y-junction? Is that what I need? No, the Y-junction is a different thing. I don't know. I'm not a plumber. Yahoo! Okie dokie. I could be a plumber. I could. I got the credentials. Hold on. You should not be curved conveyor. You should be T-junction. Because if you are T-junction, then we can bridge. T-junction. What's in the way? Oh, you haven't picked up the stuff. There we go. So you go there. Cut this out. And then that can become a conveyor tube. Yes, yes. He's beginning to see. Okay, so that's all lined up beautifully. Oh, that's all lined up beautifully. Oh, thank God for the nanobots, honestly. And then I think you need to be a conveyor, as do you, and then we just go down. Yes. Yes, yes. No energy. No problem. I can breathe. I must say, this has been much easier than the other suit-only survival series. Oh, I caught... Small problem. No energy. Okay, well, we're going to have an extra conveyor floating around up here, I think. Alrighty. Okay, so that's all getting welded up. It's very nice. It's very nice. I'm very happy with this. I do want to put my lights back, though. Okay, more energy. And then more design. It's all coming together. This is looking pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna need to get like a bajillion silicon though, so that we can make that glass roof. That's gonna be a mining expedition in its own right. Or we're just gonna dig up like a whole mountain. It might be easier just to go get some silicon. That is something I will do in between episodes, because that is boring as hell. How does the base look at this point? I mean, we arrived here, what, 2 episodes ago with nothing? And now we got something. So, on that front, we're doing pretty well. How are we doing for resources? Have we even made a dent in our iron supply? No, not really. No, we are completely fine. 290k iron remains, 190k nickel, and then even more iron there, and even more iron there. Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We have, I mean, there was like 1 million in one of those, so that's already gone down a fair bit, but I think we can do a bit more damage before it's a problem. Okay, you do not need to exist. So, am I missing anything here? Let's just make sure everybody's connected. So you are a corner light double. Wrong. You are connected. I can see you through there. So are you. So are you. So are you. Okay. You are connected. Yes. To this thing. Good. That's a guaranteed connection. And you are connected to this thing. Awesome. I'm just seeing like that the pipes are actually flowing through each other, like the models. Alright, then you all link up to here, and we need to take from here we need to somehow get connected to that line, which I think might involve going through the mountain, which I think might involve pistons and drills, and that'll get us some stone, which will get us some silicon. So we might as well do it that way. Okay, this is looking great. This is looking great. We don't yet have a connection, so there's no point putting down the farm plots, so I'm not going to do it. Instead, we are going to begin digging. Okay, so this is now our desired endpoint. This is what we're going to aim for with our drills and our pistons and our pistons and our drills. So let's try this. Okay, I need to go here. I need to go /GPS. I need to go here, endpoint. And that's what we're going to drive our way towards. Okay, check this out. There we go. We've got ourselves a connecting tunnel, and we have green lights. Beautiful. I even managed to build a little gantry, taking us down in there, and I think this looks super good. I do need to add railings to these gantries, but overall, pretty solid stuff, and then it just kind of dead ends over there. But that is a pretty solid little cargo tunnel. I am very happy with it, and as planned, it did give us a whole bunch of silicon. We're still processing the ore that we dug up. But it should be enough just to build up a few more of these glass panes. We are definitely going to have to get more silicon in this base, but that'll happen over the course of the other constructions. Now, we just need to add in the farm plots, and with the farm plots, we'll be able to do, well, pretty much everything else, right? If I were to quickly grab them, number 3, there we go, let's just put them on the old rota. They do come with their own lights, which I love. Let's get these placed down. And then we need to figure out the water situation, which means we're probably going to need to build ourselves a little bit of like a hydroponic shed, like a water filtration system, you can think of it, because we got all that ice. We need to turn it into hydrogen, which is always useful to have. We need to turn it into water, and unfortunately, I don't think the game has water tanks yet. That was definitely one of the things that was missing from the Apex Survival update itself, like the actual DLC drop, and I remember pointing that out during my collab with Splitsy, which will be on screen right now. Magic, if you could pull that up. It was a pretty cool one. I mean, I was really impressed with the new mechanics. I think it was a nice addition to the game, something that had certainly been lacking. And though I did notice that it was a bit of an oversight to not have a way to store water. Like if you need, like, because your crops die pretty much as soon as you run out, but there's no way to back it, like to you know, shore up your water, which is a bit of a problem. Also, I would like to defeat the allegations, once again, of not reading the comment section. This is complete lies, complete slander, because I will be renaming this base the Lily Pad. I'm pretty sure I don't know if I don't remember if I went over that. I think I did. But we have indeed named this the Lily Pad. It's a fantastic name for a base such as this. And then the last thing I wanted to do was set up these greenhouse lights. And I mean, if it's going to be the greenhouse, let's lead into it, right? Give me a little bit of green. Oh, yeah. Oh, something just like that. Or, alternatively, a really warm yellow. Either one could work. How do sliders work? I forget. What makes yellow? It's blue and green, right? I went to primary school. I know these things. Wait, no. Yellow and blue make green. How the hell you make... You get rid of the green? You take out some of the red. No, that's pink. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, I got a tinge of... No, I hate it. Yeah, there we go. That's a much more comfortable light. Okay, beautiful. We're set. Didn't use any of the vertical farm plots, but I think that's okay. I'd rather have the view, to be honest. And these really are just iron. Okay, cool. Now, to get planting. Oh, no, water first, then planting. Alrighty, worked through the night, and we've got quite the setup already. This is looking pretty good. So we've got some O2H2 generators, which are pumping hydrogen into these engines. Ooh, and they slide. Very cool. Okay, seal that up. We don't need to get into the maintenance bay just yet. We've just got a refill station right over here. And if I fly back it off a little bit, you'll see the scope of what we've worked on. So this right now is currently our storage bay. We've got some hydrogen tanks. I think there are 5 of them here, and there's another one tucked in there, alongside 4 hydrogen engines. 2 on the left side, 1 over here, and then another one there. These are being supported by 2 O2H2 generators, which is probably not enough, but they are the lab variants, which I speak under correction. I think they do double duty here, but I'm just making that up. Let's have a quick look. If our tanks are draining, then we're using too much, and they look like they are increasing. They are increasing, people. All right, but we don't really need the engines running right now, so for the moment I am going to shut them off. There we go. We should see the animation crawl to a halt. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so we're going to stockpile some hydrogen. That's more of a rainy day fund than anything else. And as you can see, we don't have a roof on this thing yet. And that's because I'm not still entirely sure how I want to kind of wrap that up yet. I did discover these, the bay windows. I don't know when those were added to the game, but I do like the way they look. So that's been pretty cool. I've tried them out here on this bend, but we are still very much shy on silicon. We got about half a greenhouse at this point. And the other one is just mostly just, farm. It's open air. But all that work, and we still do not have water. And I think I'm going to put that right over here. So I found the rather annoyingly named irrigation center. Does not come up when you type order. Wish it would. Irrigation system. There we go. And the irrigation system is actually going to live right over here. Like right next to where it's being used. And that way, if there are any issues with it, I will hopefully be able to address them quickly by just running in and talking with that thing, right? Let's actually pop down a couple more blocks here. So I do like to have a nice seam to my bases. There we go. I also went down and put railings all the way down our tunnel. So no more falling and tripping your ankle. Tripping your ankle? Sure, why not? No more falling and tripping your ankle and smashing it to 1,000 little pieces. 1,000 littler pieces. The ankle's got a lot of bones in it. Last I heard. Haven't ever personally checked my own ones. I just kind of assume that the doctors are right about that stuff. Okay, so we go to the left. Everything we own in a box to the left. That's my conveyor. Please don't touch. It's crazy how that genre of Space Engineers themed parody song just never really skyrocketed the way I thought it would. And then, I believe we just need a big old pipe coming in the side, just for no other reason than it looks kind of cool. And we should have water. Are you animated? Well, you've gone blue. You were not blue before. You now have water in you, right? And again, I don't think that there are water tanks in the game. Oxygen, lab, hydrogen, small oxygen. If I type water, no. If I type irrigation, no. Okay, so there's no tanks. You just get what you get, and what you get ain't much. LCD panel, this is going to be our greenhouse LCD. And I think this is just going to be a picture. But which picture? Ah, of course. We will be growing the cash crops, made from 100% fair trade Martian coffee beans. Someone did mention that maybe someone has purchased the rights to use this. Is that correct? Like the product rights for Martian coffee? Was it engineered coffee, I think? Can someone please check that? I saw a comment on it. I think it was on episode 3 or 4. Can someone please do a little... Oh, but not even... Yeah, no, it should have been 3 or 4, because 5 isn't out yet as of this recording. Can someone please check that? That'd be really interesting to know. I know I could check it, but then what would be the point of, manufactured, engagement? I'm saying a lot. Listen, it was as of today, which is the 6th of December, 2025, I am officially, gentlemen, slightly less employed. yesterday evening was my farewell dinner at the English Academy I've been working at in South Korea for the past 2 years, while I've been working on all my other humanitarian gigs and stuff on the side, because in the visa type I'm on, you have to work in a school, basically. South Africans can't get into the country very easy, so I've been doing it like that. And as of today, I have switched visas. I am no longer required to work at a school in order to be a lawyer, which is... what a world, huh? But it was very nice. It was very nice, but they all got me very drunk, and I had a wonderful time, and I will miss them all tremendously if they're watching. Love you guys. Which does kind of bring me back to the whole point of this rush, which was, of course, you know, Magic and I are going on vacation. From sort of mid-December to mid-January, we will not be producing content. He and I are going to be going scuba diving towards the end of Jan, which is very exciting. And I'm going to be visiting family for the first time in like 2 years. So a little bit of largely lore for you there. People really did like that segment after all. I mentioned that, you know, there were some complaints, and there were. But for the most part, the response to the complaints were like, hey, shut the hell up. Which, hell yeah, dudes, thank you. You guys rock. All right, so we got some spotlights. We got some stuff. I mean, there's no more sense in waiting. We got to get some crops in the ground. Give me them seeds. We got mushroom spores, we got grain seeds. I'm pretty sure I can make some as well. Hold on. If I go to the food processor, there is a way to make seeds. I know there is. Let's take a quick look here at the Apex Survival Update document, which Keen Software House sent me when I was given preview access to the stuff. Yes, harvesting seed from obtained items. We need to switch to the harvesting category in the food processor. Okay. Let's try that again. Production. Food. Aha! Harvesting. There we go. Okay. Basically, turn everything I own into seeds. Beautiful. We're going to grow it all. No more eating Fido for me. We're vegetarian now. Okay, so what have we got to work with? 8 mushroom spores, 2 grain seeds, 4 fruit seeds, and 2 vegetable seeds. I think we have 4 distinct things. I think we sort of dedicate a corner to each one. So why don't we start with the grain? We'll plant one there. And water level's low. Ooh. That's no bueno, mate. Are you on? You're on. Using 10 ice per second. Are you connected to the conveyor network? Yes, you are. You are using water. And you are growing. Low water level, crop health at 100%. And not dropping. Beautiful. Okay, so that's grain. Do you have a... Yes, you do. Okay, it doesn't refresh immediately. Ah, you got to click refresh. Okay. I see. It doesn't automatically refresh. That's on me. I just figured the UI would update. But in 2025, that would be very difficult to pull off. 15 liters for the vegetables. They use slightly less. Interesting. Okay, you are drinking. Good. This one here can be for fruit. Got to put the mushrooms by the front door, of course. 20 liters for the fruit. Damn, man. What the hell are we growing? Mangoes? Is it watermelon? Plant. And plant. Here's a little more largely lore for you. I actually grew up on a farm in South Africa. It wasn't like an active farm, and there was some cattle in the first one. We stayed on a series of farms as, well, honestly, what could only be described as serfs. My family would live on the property and maintain the farmstead for the landowner in exchange for rent, which I am almost certain might be like a partial definition for serfdom. So I grew up as a medieval serf. My life as a teenage serf. It was pretty cool. We used to there were cattle on one of the farms, the largest one we stayed at, and as a teenager I had to go out there and herd them. And it turns out that herding cattle on foot is a real pain. And all the horses we had were kind of scared of the cows because they were a little bit old and stupid. They were all rescues that my mother had collected from abattoirs in the side of the road. And so we just had a bunch of decrepit horses at all times. And so none of them were particularly good for herding cattle. And so I instead, at about age 15, dug up this ancient moped that my mother used to ride to university about 40 years, or maybe, no, okay, she's not that old. About 20 years before that point. So this, well, yeah, no, 20 to 30 years before that point. So it was pretty beat up. It was not particularly well maintained. I don't think she'd ever changed the oil in it or put anything in the radiator at all of any description. And I managed to get this thing going, and I would drive around the fields in the South African farm, which were mostly just like wild grass, and try and corral cattle using it. And it was incredibly good at the job. I mean, it didn't have any suspension, so I would probably lose a tooth every 3 seconds bumping around on the ground. But it genuinely did move the cows. They didn't like the noise, so they would like run away from it, which is very useful for herding. It wasn't particularly controlled, but, you know, after a little bit of practice, I figured that part out. If you've never herded cattle with a motorcycle, now's your chance. This is your sign, King. Go off and prosper, because it is it's a truly unique experience, is all I can really say for it, I think. Alright, now, I don't really know what to do next. We have most of a greenhouse, right? About half of it. We've got our first crops growing, that's kind of the fundamental point of this series. And I wish we weren't so pressed for time, but we are. I'm not going to call it there. I want to do another episode where we just put the finishing touches on a lot of this stuff. I think we are going to have to be realistic and say that the house is going to have to happen in here. This is going to become the house, okay? So let's see what we're missing. We don't really have a kitchen, no, we have no kitchen. Unless you count that, which I don't really count that as a kitchen. So we need to expand the house a little bit so that we can get a kitchen. We do have a living room. We don't have a dining area just yet, so I'll leave that unchecked. We do kind of have the bedroom over there. We don't have a bathroom. So honestly, you know what? We're just going to redesign the house. This is going to become the house, this structure. Now, we do have several farm plots. We got O2 tanks, H2 tanks, O2 H2 generators. We do not have an automated harvester, and I'm going to remove that from the list this time around. Just this one time. I would love to build one in the future, and I will explain to you right now how you do so as soon as I've moved that off. So then the only piece we're missing, which I'd really like to get to next time, is a farm shop, which I'm tempted to build either over there could be good, or over there. Maybe we build the house out a bit, bring the road over, farm shop there. Yeah, that way we've kind of taken over this whole little alcove, which I think is looking pretty good, right? I like the way the greenhouse looks. I like how bright it is. I'm really looking forward to getting some more silicon in there, which is going to require us to do another mining trip or find some kind of solution for that. But that's going to have to happen in the next episode. Thank you also. Oh, wait, no, I didn't tell you. I was about to do my outro. Hold on. How do you collect plants? It's actually very simple. You need to get a collector. This is a block that's been in the game for a bajillion years. And it used to have sort of very niche purpose, which was like you could use it to pick up falling ore or components. Like if you were to drop a component into that funnel, it will pick it up for you. So they were kind of useful to put around grinding pits, or maybe like if you got a big ore mining setup that you're doing manually and you want to layer the floor with these things, it would move it. It was also a way to move ore quite quickly. You could eject it from one side and drop it into another without having to dock. There was all those things. But what you can do with them now is if you put them above a farm and they're active and the farm is ready to sort of be harvested, it will automatically pull it up into the collector. And so you can do some clever things where you like, I don't know, make a little tractor and you put this on the back and then you can drag it over the top of the farm blocks without colliding, and you will collect the contents thereof. It's something I do know how to do. It's not that complicated. People have done it already on YouTube quite a bit. It's a very simple, very clever way to use an existing block that was kind of underutilized, and I think he did a great job with that. But if you'd like to see it for yourself, you can definitely test it out, and maybe in a future series we'll get into that. But honestly, the next time I come back to Suit-Only Survival, I want it to be in Space Engineers 2, man. Because this is incredible. I love this game to bits and pieces, but there are some flaws with it that SE2 does not seem to have. And if SE2 can figure out the building to make it a little bit less tedious to use the new tools, because the new tools are amazing, but they're kind of harder to use than the old ones, which is the opposite of an improvement. That would be incredible, and I would be all over that every day, all day. In fact, they'd have to get a restraining order. They would not be able to stop me being all over that, let me tell you. But those are anecdotes and goofiness that are going to have to wait for the next one, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And genuinely, thank you so much for just hanging out. Making this content continues to be stupid and goofy and fun, and that is entirely because of the wonderful contributions of you, the viewer, and also all of our amazing patrons and channel members who keep this whole train rolling. As always, this content is available early to you guys, as well as anything else we're able to make, and Magic and I are doing everything we can to give you content while we're on vacation, but I think there might be a little bit of a gap at the end, so thank you all for your understanding, your patience, and your kindness. It's been amazing. It's been a fantastic year. 2025 in the bag now, and yeah, no regrets. I think we've done a lot to be proud of. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?